Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. Greetings, my name is Wendra Kusuma Prabowo. I'm from LSPR and I'm in the batch 22. And my lecturer is Charles Bonar Sirait, who taught me how to do this public speaking. Today I'm going to explain about SDG 7. And what is SDG 7? SDG 7 is about renewable energy. So what is this renewable energy? How can an energy be renewable? Well, when you're talking about renewable energy, it's actually about the energy that has been there before, and then you use them to benefit us as humans to power up that we're going to use for in the future or in the present. You can do it in the past though, okay? So SDG 7 is about renewable energy, right? So what we have to do to recreate this renewable energy? Well, we can use solar panel to use the energy from the sun. We can use the wind turbine so we can reuse, actually not renewable, but reuse the energy from the wind. Like the country that have been used the wind turbine is actually Denmark. I've been there before, and Denmark is famous not only for its culture but also for the it has a massive amount of wind turbine when in the ocean, not in the middle of the ocean, but in between the ocean. So the energy that has been collected by the wind turbine to power Denmark is actually a lot more than Denmark used the coal energy. That's going to very old-fashioned stuff. Actually, not only Denmark, the United States. If you travel from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, they actually have or has a solar panel actually in the middle of the desert. That they have like 1,000 or probably 1,000 of solar panels to actually take the energy or reuse the energy that is the sun giving to power the city between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, because over there the distance between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, it's like from Jakarta to Surabaya, or at least no, yeah, in between that, because the United States is a very big country, and also there's a lot of people who live there. So yeah, in between those countries, it's actually there's a lot of people, or not, well, a lot of people who live in a small city that need an energy. So the US government has this thought idea as a brilliant idea actually. Instead of connecting the line or creating a new power plant for those cities, they use the solar energy to power up those small cities. That's actually clever. Not only clever, but it uses a lot less amount of money to invest in electricity alone. So there's also a lot of energy that can be used, but so far the only country though that use renewable energy is there's only Denmark and the US. But let's not forget about Indonesia's famous country that has been in Indonesia for 350 years, and that is Netherlands. The Netherlands uses the hydropower energy so to power up the Netherlands with their benefit. Not only they make the biggest dam, but that dam also functions to recreate the electricity energy to power up the cities with, and benefits that the country doesn't need an old-fashioned, because the Netherlands is actually a country that the flattest country on earth. So the country actually is pretty on a flat. There's no mountainous side or there's no downhill. There's only a flat one. That's why then Netherlands is actually verge of needed that they have to have these hydropower energy. So their power can actually help to power the city, and because it's the flattest country on earth, they also, the benefit of having the dam is in case of the increased level of the sea level, they can have the dam to blockage in case the sea level is actually too high and it makes the Netherlands city too flooded. Unlike Jakarta, which is the country, the city that's sinking according to the BBC or any other international reporter, Netherlands is actually doing clever. By using the dam, the blockage, the rising of the sea level to blockage in case the sea level keep on increasing, so the beaches on Netherlands could be swelled up by the rising of the sea level. So all this actually is beneficial and also very profiting. But is there any downside to it? Oh yes, of course there's a lot of downsides to it. The famous one is actually it depends on the natural energy. For example, in United States, especially between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, there's the state called California and Nevada. Those two states get rarely rain, so there's no, unlike Jakarta, who's have almost a year, about in the beginning of the year Jakarta get rains, and in the end of the year Jakarta always get rain. So unlike Jakarta, Nevada and Los Angeles and Las Vegas never get rains, or actually there was a record about it that Los Angeles never get rain in 3 years. So that's the beneficial. But one day it rains. When the rain came, there is no energy for the solar panel to cut up the energy from the. So there is no actually a bad thing about it, but depends on the natural or the beneficial. It will create something that the energy will create that you never thought of that. Okay, so it depends on the country or the geographic of the country. So that's it about